The importance of truth fact-checking the RNC. Political conventions are carefully orchestrated events, designed to rally support and present a particular vision for the future. However, amidst the soaring rhetoric and passionate appeals, it's crucial to separate fact from fiction. The third night of the Republican National Convention was no exception, featuring a number of claims that require closer scrutiny. Examining these assertions is not about partisan politics, but about upholding the truth, a cornerstone of any functioning democracy. The statements made during the RNC impact public perception and understanding of critical issues. When inaccuracies go unchecked, they can shape public opinion based on false narratives. Therefore, it's essential to hold speakers accountable for their words and ensure the information disseminated is accurate. This essay will dissect several misleading claims presented during the third night of the RNC, focusing on areas like the Iraq War, the economy, military matters, and foreign policy. By providing context and evidence, we aim to illuminate the truth behind these pronouncements and encourage a more informed public discourse. The stakes are high. Inaccurate information can mislead voters and ultimately undermine the very fabric of our democracy. By promoting truth and accountability, we can strive for a more informed and engaged electorate. Distorting history, the Iraq War narrative. One of the misleading narratives presented during the RNC involved the 2003 invasion of Iraq. Senator J.D. Vance attempted to paint a picture of Donald Trump as being opposed to the war from the outset, contrasting this with Joe Biden's alleged support. This, however, is a distortion of the historical record. While it's true that Trump later became critical of the war and called for troop withdrawal, his stance before the invasion was far from clear-cut. In fact, there is public evidence to the contrary. In a 2002 radio interview, Trump expressed support for the invasion, contradicting Vance's claim of staunch opposition. Vance's attempt to rewrite history serves a clear political purpose: to portray Trump as prescient and Biden as misguided. However, this simplistic narrative ignores the complexities of the situation and Trump's own evolving position on the war. It's important to remember that Trump's opposition to the Iraq War solidified after the invasion had already occurred, and the situation on the ground became increasingly complex. To suggest that he held this position from the beginning is simply inaccurate. Economic reality, check debunking RNC claims. The economy, as always, was a central theme during the RNC, with speakers making various claims about the state of the nation's finances. However, a closer look reveals a pattern of misrepresentation and selective use of data. Kimberly Guilfoyle, for instance, asserted that Trump handed Biden a booming economy. While the economy performed well during Trump's first 3 years, this statement conveniently overlooks the significant impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic, which ravaged the global economy in 2020, caused widespread job losses, business closures, and a sharp decline in economic activity. While some recovery had begun by late 2020, the economy Biden inherited was still reeling from the pandemic's effects. Another misleading claim came from an RNC video, which stated that wages were declining under Biden. This assertion ignores more recent data, showing that real average hourly earnings began to increase in mid-2023, outpacing inflation. The video's reliance on outdated information paints an inaccurate picture of the current economic reality. These examples highlight a deliberate attempt to cherry-pick data and present a skewed view of the economy. A comprehensive assessment requires considering both the positive developments during Trump's presidency and the undeniable economic challenges posed by the pandemic, which continued into Biden's term. Misinformation in uniformed military and January 6th. The RNC featured misleading statements about the military and the January 6th Capitol attack. Peter Navarro falsely claimed the January 6th committee demanded he break the law. The judge found no evidence that Trump formally asserted executive privilege. Brian Mast exaggerated the scale of military extremism training. The Biden administration rejected a proposal for a dedicated office to counter extremism. Mike Waltz falsely claimed Biden is prioritizing electric tanks. The Army's strategy for electric vehicles does not include tanks. Misinformation can seep into discussions about national security. Approach such claims with a critical eye and rely on credible sources.